Okay, so what am I doing? Well, I'm gonna put a hasp on these garage doors with a padlock. I think it's kind of senseless, but I'll do it anyway. Because if you want to get into them, all you got to do is take a pry bar and pry the hasp off. But somebody had broken in, and I mentioned to you that somebody had broken into the trailer here in this storage yard and gone through stuff and stolen some stuff. I thought they had stolen my hitch. They had taken it out, and that would have been a really bad thing. But they found the hitch because it's kind of heavy. It's 70 pounds-ish. So I got that back. But as I was getting ready to do work over here on the door, and I was thinking about what tools I'd need, and I go, well, I got all these tools over in the trailer. They're in my bag. No, they're not. My tool bag that I kept in the trailer that had everything you could possibly need was stolen. So wrenches, sockets, screwdrivers, the special screwdrivers you need, all the special tools that you need, electronic tools, so if I had an electrical problem along the way, all of that is gone. So that's sad, because that's literally hundreds of dollars, if not $1,000 or more dollars worth of tools. But what can you do? But wish I woulda, coulda, I shoulda, woulda. All right, if you see me do something stupid, don't let me know. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put this hasp on. This is the padlock side where you hang it. I need that because I need to know this has to be right up against this edge of the metal right here, and the other hasp has to be adjusted over here to fold onto it. So normally you'd put the other piece on first and then this one. I mean, that's your normal pattern of work on it, but this is a little different. I'm going to use just a couple of wood screws to hold it in place. Eventually I'll drill some holes and put some little machine screws with bolts on it, but this will help hold it in place so I can at least get everything lined up. And if I don't like it, I just putty over the holes, and hopefully no one will ever notice that I screwed anything up. What do you think? Okay. I had already lined this up, so I'm hoping that it's still lined up where I had it. And that went well. By the way, I have silicone to put on the screws when I do this for keeps, to seal them up so that hopefully no water will get in there and cause problems. But I don't see it as ever being an issue because I probably won't be around long enough to have to worry about the damage of those two little screws. So somebody else can deal with that issue, right? Right. All right, this is the folding hasp part. It's a little stiff. You ever notice how when you want something to work, it doesn't work, and then when you don't want it to work, it works? It's kind of like my cell phone. See, I have this bag of screws, and I'm trying to get one screw out of it, and if I didn't want one screw to come out, all of them would have come out. That's the way it is in life. It's like, okay, whatever. Well, I didn't want you to see that. That's why I guess that's why you edit stuff out, right? I'm gonna have to edit this out so that you don't see that that didn't line up there, because We don't want that to show. But you can see the massive hole it made. Oh well, sorry about that. Nothing I can do about it now. That needs to go up a little bit. And I don't think I can get it in any closer than what it was. We'll try it. See if I can get a screw out of my pocket. Oh, they fell out finally. Okay, now the moment of truth. That's close enough for government work. Although if it was like this, yeah, it works. That'll do it. I'll probably put a long one in there and there. So, just in case you're really wanting to know and you're excited about it, I don't know that you are. Because I'm not excited about even being here doing this. Now to find the screws I bought for this. Yep. To find a drill bit that might work for me. It's an 1/8 inch, by the way, hole, but I want the drill bit to be just slightly over it. So this is a 3/16 drill bit, and that's the one I'm going to use for it. Just in case you're wondering. I don't even know if you're recording because the camera's in the heat, the sun, and it may get too hot and shut off. And if it does that, life is over anyway. One thing I forgot, which I had in my tool bag, was a scratch awl, or an awl to set where I want to drill the hole. So now I have to just hope that I can hold the drill in place long enough to start the hole where I want it, which is not what I had intended to do. But like I said, my tools that I normally had here that had all the stuff I usually used if I needed it, well, they're long gone. Somebody else is enjoying them. Or not. That'll still fit under there like it's supposed to. Hoorah. Enough happiness there. Oh, better get the tape off there. Yeah. If I wanted the tape to stay, it wouldn't. If I wanted the tape to come off, what happens? It doesn't come off. It stays. You ever notice how that kind of stuff works? I do. I notice it all the time. Yeah. All right. There's the back side of that. I need a washer. There they are. Did I bring a big enough 1/8 inch washer? Yeah, that would work. It just gives it more surface area. these are normally what I carry in my trailer in case I have an issue. I have a whole box of different hardware, and I needed it at home, so luckily all of the pieces of that were at home. What I'm hoping is that over my shoulder in the back is where the roadway is, where these people can come down, where the homeless like to walk. And over on the other side there's a drainage and with a ledge, and they like to live in there. And I'm hoping they're not sitting watching me do this, because there really isn't something that they would want in here, except for, you know, they'd like to do damage to it. And I'd like them not to do damage to it, simply because I prefer they did it. So before I sit back down again, you can see the little path right above that truck that goes up. Where's my finger? It goes up right there, where they can come down easily. And like I said, just on the other side, there's a drain that goes underneath the freeway, and they like to live in that drain. Right up there is an easement road, or a frontage road that goes over to water plant utility, something back over there where they have a little tiny pond. But anyway, you can see they got barbed wire, and I don't know if the electric fence works. I'm not going to try it out. All right. Like I said, I had to come up with tools real quickly. It's not like I have a shortage of tools. The shortages that I had the exact tools I wanted were I don't know if like 30 seconds were in that bag. So now it's like, well, what tool do I think I might need? Well, I don't know what tool I'm gonna need. All right, what do I do with my little ratchet? Come on, smart man. You had it. Where did you set it? You saw me have the ratchet in my hand. Where did I set it? You got to tell me, because I have no idea. Brain dead. Brain fart. Where did it go? Oh, here it is. In the fold of the bag. A lot of help you guys were not. Max screwdriver. I bought these back when I was working at Jeff's Service Center for Leroy, and I still have them around. They say Mac on them. I bought a set. I still have pieces of them that I haven't lost, and I've used them for, 45 years. Some of them were in the bag that was stolen. But like I said, you can't do anything about what's water under the bridge, All you can do is try to move ahead. And that'll work. Put the padlock in there. Yep. It's amazing how much this crappy little hardware costs. They make a fortune on this stuff. Somebody does. When I was in college, there was a company called Versatron Industries, and they did all sorts of stuff. One of the things they did was they sorted nuts and bolts into packets like that are here, and they sorted those out, and that was the way kids could make money. And you got paid for how many packets you sorted, you know, in a certain period of time. And some people were really good at it, other people's weren't. Other people weren't. A friend of mine, well, I shouldn't say, he was a friend. I haven't seen him ever again. But my roommate, whose name was Tom, he got a job working with him. And that guy was super fast on doing sorting. And so he was always doing really well, and he would always get his stuff done. And then, you know, all the other people are whining because, well, how come you're not getting more money than me? Because, well, it was because Tom was hustling, and these other people were just like dragging their feet, you know, taking a break. That's going to be about the best I can do on that. I wish I could do better, but not exactly what I wanted. But that's the way life is. Here in the fast lane. Or the slow lane. Because I'm in the slow lane. Where are we? Yep. So this is the way of life, fun stuff you get to do. When people steal your crap, or you're not crap, it was good stuff. They stole some blankets and stuff. I lost a drone that I had. It wasn't very expensive though. I mean, not in the picture world of drones, but still, kind of hurts to get bought. I'm talking while I'm drilling like you're going to even be able to hear me. Grandpa, you're stupid. I know I am. You know, if it wasn't for God blessing me through my life, I'd be nowhere. So don't think God doesn't bless us, because he does. I think that every once in a while I'll sit and I'll think about what I used to do as a teacher, and I'll think, my God, how did I ever do all that? How is that even possible? You know, it was because I had the hand of God guiding me a lot of the time, whether I deserved it or not. He was there, making sure I didn't do stupid stuff, or I shouldn't say that, making sure I didn't do things more stupidly than I needed to, because I always do stupid stuff. All right, we turn that sideways to do that, then we can put that, put a lock on it, and we'll be happy. All right, let's drill these two suckers, put screws in there, and I hope I have enough for all four of them. I'm hoping. Okay, the camera fell over. Not that you care. If it wasn't for crap happening, nothing would happen. You know what I mean? So I guess I should be happy bad things are happening, because that means something's going on. Yeah, it's all good. Alrighty. Anyway, it's a beautiful day out. A little hazy, but you know, that's the way it always is. Can't have everything perfect. Although there have been some perfect days lately. I made a video on one of them that was pretty perfect, but it's super clear, really pretty out. And so that was kind of nice. All right, need 2 of those and 2 of those. And the rest of them I can put back in the baggie for later. other four. Yeah, let's just leave them right there for now, because it'll take me forever to get them back in the bags. Good Lord knows I want to try to get this done today sometime, because this isn't really that much fun. Although, you know, it gives me a sense of accomplishment. I gotta work there, because that's just about where the, what do you call it, is inside of it. Ridge hits right there, and it's just inside the ridge, so I hope that'll be good. What am I talking about? Never mind. Doesn't really matter. I hope that'll be good. What am I talking about? Never mind. Doesn't really matter. I'm talking that this is close to the edge right here, and there's a ridge right here that seals along this rubber ring right there. That rubber seal. And I just wanted to make sure it wasn't going to totally interfere with it. It's getting pretty close to it though. So we'll have to worry about that later on in life. I'm not worried about it today. Right now I'm worried about getting this so it's secure. Is it really going to be secure? Not a chance. Because anybody that wants to get into something can get into it. You know, they broke windows on a couple of the other trailers that are here, and I was happy they didn't break the windows on mine, because, well, replacing the window would be as expensive as all the stuff that they steal from the inside. So is it worth it? Not really. That's why I don't know if I want to do too much to keep them from, you know, doing extra stuff to the trailer so they can't get in, because they tore that guy's trailer behind me. They tore his tent. It has a tent slide out, and they tore that slightly to get it in, get into it. And you know, how much damage do you want them to do, and how much are you going to accept for the stolen stuff that they get? Anyway. Down. Of course, I think I might have moved it when I put those on, but it's still going to work, and it'll loosen up as time goes by, because everything does loosen up as time goes by. It's like old people, they loosen up, but they get so loose that they have to go in sometimes and get tightened up. What's going to be bad is when I go to the other side, because the other side is in the sunshine. There isn't any shade. I'll try opening up the awning, the overhead, but I don't think that that'll do it, to be honest. Doing this by feel. A lot of times that's how you end up working on stuff, just by feel. I can't see it, Mr. Thompson. I said feel it. Use your hands as your eyes. Feel what you're doing. You can't always see what you're working on. My days as a shop teacher. I should put one of these on each side. That would be the best thing to do. But I only bought enough for one on each side. I bought another hasp that's actually better than this, but when I went to try to fit it, it just wouldn't fit. It was too rigid and wouldn't have worked, which is too bad because it was actually stronger than this one. The nice thing about these is they're coated with black paint, which kind of matches the paint job on the trailer, if that's important. I don't know that it is. I'll probably have to edit a lot of this out because who wants to watch me screwing and unscrewing screws? Not me. I wouldn't even want to watch me doing it. And I'm doing it. So, such is life. So be it. Back there. About as good as we're gonna get. Time to go over to the sunny side. Sunny side up. Okay, we're gonna go to the other side. I gotta put the awning out, see if I get a little bit of shade, but I don't think I will. I gotta put some sealer around this, but I'm gonna do that right at the last before I leave. And then I'll put the hasp over because the hasp won't hit the sealer. It'll be out of the way, so it'll be all good. All right, let's move to the other side. Do what we gotta do. All right, we're on the other side. Screwdriver, should leave that in there. This is my bigger bar. The sockets were in my tool bag, so I lost my sockets. This is an old torque wrench. And this is my knuckle buster. So this bag's gonna weigh like 50 pounds now, or 100. But, oh, by the way, this is the window they climbed through. Notice how skinny it is. There's some foot scuffing right there, but my guess is somebody had they either had to bring something to stand on, or they, I don't know, had somebody lift them up, because you can't get up there by yourself. It wouldn't have worked. isn't helping me at all. That isn't helping me at all. Because they were under all of that stuff. Because could they be on the side where there wasn't anything? Do you think they'd have been there? They'd have never been on that side. Why? Because that would have been way too easy. And nothing in life is easy. So sometimes things get even harder because, I don't know why. That's Mark's philosophy of life. Problem is, this door, I don't know if you can see it, but it's actually out because it has that rubber seal. And so it pushes the door out, which if the door was all the way in, it makes it a lot easier. Well, it won't go all the way in, but if it was, it would make it a lot easier to open and close the hasp. Plus, as I use these, the hasps will wear, and it'll make it more easy to open and close it. But I can move that in just a hair as time goes by. That ain't gonna work. No wonder they're not going through. Trying the wrong size ones, so it wasn't going in. What a goofball. There we go, now it goes through. The other ones were the right length. Yep, they were. Not that one. That one decided not to be. tell you about the tape. If you didn't want it to be a mess, you didn't want it to stick, it wouldn't stick. But when you want it to stick, it sticks. I love all this stuff, how it works. Alright, Phillips screwdriver. Where's my socket bag? There it is. This is my heavy duty socket bag. They stole my good cloth bags. This is my little temperature sensor. 128 degrees. 126. What's this metal right here? That was actually cooler than the white. Is that not incredible? That white's at 115. Okay, it's 116 right there. What's that black? Oh, that black. Look at that black right there. 139. Wow. That's hot. What's that at? 128. Okay, it's going down. 121, 122. What's the glass? It doesn't work well on glass. Because that's what they tell you. Anyway. Temperature decabover. So I'm done with the locks. That's about all I'm going to do. Only because I was going to do one on the other side, but I don't have enough of the black hasps. So how much of a preventative is that? Probably not very much, but hopefully enough to get people to decide they don't need to be breaking in and stealing stuff. So with that said, I'm gonna call it quits and go home. It's a little warm out today actually, so go home and try to cool down a little bit and relax, because it was so much hard work. Because all I do is sit around most of the time, so that was really hard work. Anyway, I'll chat with you later. Bye-bye now. Well, let me know. Let me train my mind. Where'd my little girl go? Share something. Oh, it's inside. Just trying to think of what I want to do. If you're lucky, I'll edit this out. If you're not lucky, you'll have to watch me go through all this. These are 1.5. I don't know if those are the ones I used. I used 1.5. These were 2. What are these? These are 1 inch. Those are the ones I want to use. Because 1 inch would fit through that easily. And I'll have to cut them off. I have a cut-off tool I'll bring over because I'm not going to do it today. It makes sparks, so who knows. I got to reset you guys because you'll get too long before I go to this part. So hang tight.